Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Tesla report for Friday, November 3rd, 2023. But before I walk you through the charts, as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already, subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel, share the content if you would with friends and colleagues, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos just like this one. Daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs. Weekly analysis in the S&P 500 Index, the NASDAQ 100 Index, the Long Bond ETF, the TLT, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube. That is 8 a month that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor. We're always looking for at least 20% moves on those stock picks, and you can check out all of this for no cost for 5 days. We offer a 5-day free trial up front with a wickedstocks.com subscription. So sign up for wickedstocks.com, check it all out. If you don't like what you see within 5 days, you can cancel your subscription at no cost to you whatsoever. On with the charts. I'm going to start with the big picture. Just a reminder that several weeks ago we settled below this 10-month channel bottom that is presently 252.49 on the weekly chart. Rises next week, of course. As a result of that sell signal, anticipating the 184.43, that's a July high, so 4 or 5 month channel bottom at 184.43 expected as a 3 to 5 week objective. So we're 3 weeks into it, and we've sprung out of this area pretty well. We closed below the 203.11 speed line on a daily basis. We're back above it for the week itself, and there's that. So are we going to rally back up in the upper 250s or the lower 250s over the next few weeks, or are we going to continue south to 184.43? And I think the answer presents itself in this image here. This is a daily chart. So I do think 226.23 is in reach, possibly today, over the next few days anyway. There's a better image that I can show here, and this is at 209.51. This level, this formation, this 1.5 week channel top actually held pretty well on Thursday. I don't think we actually tested it. I think we opened above it clearly. We eased back early on within about 40 cents of it, and here we are, closing near the highs of the day. 219.01, just above present price levels. That is this former channel bottom here, can contain intraday buying pressures. But as I said yesterday, that if we close above 209.51, you can expect 226.23 as a 3 to 5 day target. We might reach that today. If we push or open today above 219.01, you can expect as much. 226.23 descending 1/3 speed line projected off that July high, able to contain buying through next week, and from there we can fall back to the 185.61 channel bottom, which is 184.43 on the weekly chart as shown a moment ago. So this is the 2 to 3 week dynamic. If you're a 2 to 3 week swing trader, yes, we've had, shows of strength here over the last few days, but this is a rally to sell if your time horizon is 2 to 3 weeks. 226.23 able to contain buying through next week. Once tested, we could fall back within 2 to 3 weeks to 185.61. 185.61 is once again on the weekly chart 184.43 and able to contain selling through the rest of the year. From here, we can rally back to this 255.66 former long-term channel bottom within, as I said before, a couple of months of doing so. And of course, on the way up, 226.23 or some variation of this 1/3 speed line will have something to say about it. And so I will say that right now, that if we get the rally today that we had, over the last, if we have Friday rallies like Thursday did, there is a decent chance we'll close above 226.23. And if we do close today above 226.23, I think we're 2 to 3 weeks away from reaching 255.66. And that looks something like this. We have not only 255.66, this former channel bottom that we settled below a few weeks ago, but we also have a new set of channel resistance that is based in part on the recent low from 3-4 days ago at 268.78. And the 55.66 rising, 68.78 dropping, converges over the next week and a half, 2 weeks, entirely in the, I think it's the mid 260s. So I'll just say that if we close today above 220, 226.23. I don't see a good reason to be short Tesla as we move into next week and into later November. But until then, I do think there is a good chance to set a short or to be short up until 226.23, because from here we can fall back into the mid 180s within several weeks of testing 226.23. But as I say, closing above 226.23, we're probably 2 to 3 weeks away from reaching the mid 260s. So 226.23 is our pivot point through the rest of November. Truth be told, let's go back to this chart here. 219.01 can contain intraday buying if we push through it. 226.23 in reach today. This is for day traders. Holding below 219.01 will keep 209.51 in reach today, able to contain session weakness. And as I outlined a moment ago, holding below 226.23, keep in mind, will keep the 180s, the mid 180s in reach over the next few weeks. So this is an impressive rally. Does it have legs through November? The answer is not until we close above 226.23. Then yes, we're expecting the mid 260s, but until then we can fail at 226.23 into later November and fall all the way back to 185.61 over the following several weeks. And if today we close below 209.51, that does aggressively pivot the market south into next week. So rather than 2 to 3 weeks, we're talking more like 3 to 5 days, that if we close today below 209.51, and it might happen, if we do close below 209.51, then I do think, I don't have them both in the same chart, unfortunately. I do think, though, that, the 185.61 formation, where is 209.51 on this chart? It's right about here. And so you can see that if we close below 209.51 today, it's not a stretch of the imagination to consider that perhaps by the very end of next week, we could fall all the way back into the mid 180s, 185.61, able to contain selling through the rest of the year. And once tested, we can rally back into the mid 260s, 255.66, climbing on a gradual basis. On the downside, let me cover one more thing here, and that is to say that if we break 209.51 today, this old speed line at 205.75 is in reach. And that could be it for the day. That would be quite a sell-off in and of itself. But bottom line, if we close today below 209.51, this classic channel top, this setup for the buy signal at 226.23, which is still in effect. We might actually see 226.23 today if we push through 219.01. Holding below 1901 allows 209.51 intraday, able to contain session weakness, and from here we can rally back to 226.23 within 3 to 5 days. This could be a decent 3 to 5 day swing trade, actually. Selling 226.23, buying back 209.51, buying 9.51, selling back at 226.23. But I will say it one more time. If we close today below 209.51, I do see that the channel bottom that is at 185.61 on the daily chart is likely to be tested within a week or two at the most, quite possibly by the end of next week, where we can bottom out through the rest of the year. This is solid bottom picking territory for Tesla as we move through the rest of the year. I don't know if we'll see it or not. I will say that holding below 226.23 will keep it in reach by the end of November, and if we close today below 209.51 by the end of next week. I think I've said it all. There's not much else to add beyond what I've already said. I've repeated myself about 7 times for each directional concept. So I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. We put out some great stock picks the last week or two. Cisco, NetEase, I could go on and on. We've done 4 in the last 2 weeks that are very relevant right now that I think you should see. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. I'll be back Sunday afternoon with Monday's Tesla, and you have a great weekend.